Hello, everyone. Ben Briggs here for PPC Better, your Nashville-based digital sales agency. Today, what I want to talk about is conversion tracking, the what, why, and how of implementing advanced conversion tracking for your PPC campaigns. So the first thing I want to talk about is the myth of good conversion tracking. So a lot of people think like, hey, I hired a digital agency. I'm buying digital ads. Of course there's tracking. Of course there's good conversion tracking. Problem solved. Everything's digital. Everything must be tracked. But that is not a safe assumption because just because you're seeing dashboards and charts, just because there's data in there, doesn't mean that that data is actually connected to valuable action that is associated with actual revenue for your business. So just because traffic's up doesn't necessarily mean that leads are up, and just because leads are up doesn't necessarily mean that sales are going to be up, depending on the quality of that traffic and the quality of those leads. So the most important thing to start with is defining what an actual conversion is. So a conversion can be kind of a slippery metric. It can mean different things to different people. When we say conversion at PPC Better, we are talking about something meaningful. A meaningful conversion is a conversion, a step in the customer journey that predictably provides revenue for your business. So a closed won sale or an online e-commerce transaction is an obvious version of a meaningful conversion, but it could also include softer conversions. If people sign up for your newsletter and you know that if 100 people sign up, then 10 people are going to buy, then that could be a meaningful conversion. Or a qualified lead. So someone clicked on your ad, went to your website, filled out the form, and they gave you a business email that's associated with a business that's in your target market. Well, that would be a qualified lead. So some of the common pitfalls, some of the things that, that advertisers fall down on when they are trying to do conversion tracking is that there's some really advanced spammers out there and scammers, and they can do things like pick up your pixel, go to your website, pick up your pixel, and then go to their kind of scam website, run a bot to click on your ad and then fill out the form, and those give you no value leads. But if you're not careful, you're reporting that back as if it has value, so Google will give you more of it. Also many of your high value customers are using ad blockers. They're using different forms of tracking mitigation or privacy tools that could interfere, especially with your kind of default pixel-based tracking. So if you're using GA4, if you're using Google Tag or Metapixel, then these ad blockers are commonly kind of getting in your way and making it harder for you to actually report on what the valuable users are that are coming to your site. So when we're thinking about conversion tracking at PPC Better, we think about it in levels. There's level 0 where you have no meaningful conversion tracking, and you'd be surprised how many advertisers are actually buying ads with this level of conversion tracking. So if you've got no meaningful conversions, that could be you're only reporting on the number of impressions or the number of views, the number of likes, how many times people are opening the ad on Facebook. And these are usually not very well correlated to actual revenue. And it's easy to game, it's easy to fall into those pitfalls when you've got this sort of conversion tracking. So that's going to limit the ad platform's ability to actually optimize your campaigns and give you more customers for the same amount or less dollars. So then you move to level 1. This is basic conversion tracking. A lot of advertisers do have this level of conversion tracking. So maybe when someone fills out your form, you're sending them to a thank you page, and then you're counting the number of views, the number of people who clicked an ad and then got to the thank you page as a conversion. That's a really common way to do it. Also, click to call. If you're a local business, somebody comes to your website, they click on your phone number, and you assume that's a real customer who is calling you, and that's why you're reporting it back to the platform as having value. But the spammers and the scammers can pretty easily game these. They can put in either just completely fake data or data that they've captured from a data breach. So it's a real customer information, but the person, when you call them on the phone, they're like, "What are you talking about? I didn't contact your business." So that's how these spammers and scammers can game this level one conversion tracking. And then, like I said, when you're reporting those conversion actions back to the platform, you're basically telling the platform, hey, I want more of this traffic. Level two conversion tracking, this is where you've got highly meaningful conversion tracking. If you are a big enough advertiser that you have more than a conversion a day for your e-commerce business, then this could definitely be enough via your campaign, specifically traffic that's coming through the campaigns and then making a purchase. Then you could just use that. But if you don't have enough traffic to where you're actually making a sale every day, maybe you have a extremely high value B2B product and you don't have enough budget to drive a sale every single day, then you could take a smaller step in the customer journey and report that as a meaningful conversion. So maybe all of your form fills except the people who don't confirm. They fill out the form, you send them a verification email. If they click on it, you count them. A really good way to do it is to have your actual sales team look at the leads as they come in, and anything that's obviously spam or invalid phone numbers, people that they can't reach, or if they do reach somebody, they say, they reach them and they say, hey, I'm not interested at all. And this isn't, this, I don't have anything, or maybe I don't have enough budget. Then you would want to exclude those from the conversions that you're reporting back to your ad platform, whether that's Google or Meta. And that will allow the AI bidding algorithm, the smart bidding, to send you more customers that are like the ones that became qualified leads that are actually driving value for your business. So level two conversion tracking is where you want to be. Let's go through a quick case study of a client where we actually implemented all the way to level two conversion tracking for them, and then we'll understand the benefits a little bit better and have kind of a concrete idea here. So the client is a transportation and warehousing business. They do trucking, third-party logistics, drayage from port containers, and all of those sorts of services. They can do kind of end-to-end supply chain services for enterprise businesses. And they connected with us at PPC Better to achieve a couple of different goals. They wanted to lower their overall cost per lead. They wanted to improve their lead quality, and that way they would have a better return on ad spend, ROAS. So the way that we went about achieving that for them was, number one, we did a complete account restructure. The setup of their search campaigns was not in line with our best practices, so we fixed that. The landing pages that they were driving traffic to weren't quite as well optimized as they could be, so we made it even easier for customers to fill out the form and connect with the sales team. And then we implemented that offline conversion tracking so that instead of just reporting on pixels or not reporting, which was happening in some of their campaigns, we had that advanced offline conversion tracking to improve the lead quality over time. So at the beginning, before they engaged with PPC Better, the client had old tagging. They had old versions of the Google Ads Pixel, old versions of Google Analytics that they were using to try to report back. And what that was resulting in was really inaccurate conversion tracking. There were the numbers that we were seeing on the Google Ads side did not line up with the numbers that we were seeing within the CRM, the customer relationship management software. There were definitely gaps between the Google Ads and the CRM. We weren't pushing all of the Google Ads data into the CRM to be able to analyze the performance of the campaigns based on the customer journeys that resulted from those ad clicks. And like I said, they had out-of-date tech that they were using to track their conversions. So it was really a big question mark what kind of return they were getting from the money that they were spending on Google Ads. So when we onboarded them, the first step was to get them to level one conversion tracking, which was just counting the number of form fills, making sure that they had the up-to-date scripts. And just moving them to level one conversion tracking resulted in over a 5x increase of their conversion rate. So they went from less than 1% to about almost 3% conversion rate. So if they were buying 100 clicks, now they were getting 3 leads instead of less than half a lead. So level two, we implemented sales qualified lead tracking. This was where we were passing the ad identifiers into the CRM, and then their sales team was looking at the leads and saying, these are qualified, these are not qualified. So even though we're now throwing away some of the form fills. We're saying these are not good leads. We still increase the conversion rate by almost double. And so we had the conversion rate up about 5.5, approaching 6%. And after we ran that for another quarter, we ended up with a 40% reduction in cost per lead. But at the same time, we more than doubled the total amount of traffic. So we're paying less money per lead and we're getting more than twice as many leads. And that also resulted in a big enterprise win, an enterprise client onboarding directly attributable to the ads from the campaign. So this is the graph of both the number of leads and then the conversion rate over the first 5 quarters that we worked with this client. And as you can see, they went from less than 500 leads per month to over 1,000 leads per month. So more than double increase. The conversion rate went from in our first quarter at just a little bit under 3% to all the way up a little bit over 8%. So big increase in conversion rate, big increase in total leads and qualified leads. A conversion a day, you really need to have one meaningful conversion every single day in order to give either Google or Meta the volume of data that it needs to be able to optimize the platform. So in order to optimize the smart bidding, whether that's on Google or on Meta, the algorithm needs at least 30 conversions per month. And again, like we said, those need to be meaningful conversions that you can accurately map to revenue that results for the business. Otherwise, you can end up in those different pitfalls. So if your cost per conversion is say $250, that means that if you want to get those 30 conversions a month, your budget needs to be at least $7,500 for clicks. If your conversion costs $1,000, if you're selling a very high dollar product, maybe you're a personal injury lawyer or a high value B2B business, or you're doing something with finance or wealth planning, then maybe your cost per new customer is $1,000. So then you would need to spend at least $30,000 a month to make the smart bidding work. So if you're buying at least one, ideally three conversions a day is better than one. The more data you have, the faster things optimize. But if you're doing that, then you're going to be able to make the robot happy and keep a consistent flow of meaningful customers coming into your business from your campaigns. So you're convinced, right? So now you want to see this, right? You want to see this graph going up. You want twice as many leads. You want to pay less per lead. You want them to be qualified instead of just kind of random. Maybe they're qualified, maybe they're not. And you want to implement this. Well, there's a three-step process. So the three things that you need to do are one, capture the publisher click ID and send it with the lead data into your CRM. Two, you need to score the lead, so your market qualified or unqualified. You can use different forms of lead scoring, whatever ends up working for your business. There's different scoring methods are going to work for different clients. And then finally, you need to pass that qualified lead data along with the ad identifiers back to the platform. So that way the platform can send you more customers, like the valuable ones, the ones that you're saying, hey, these are qualified leads, or these are people who actually bought something. So step one, capture the ad identifiers. How do we do that? This is your kind of standard form, name, email, phone number. We're asking how much this is for PPC Better. So we're asking how much do you usually spend on ads, and then confirming that you want us to contact you. So this is what the form looks like to the user. But on the back end, it's got all these extra fields, and the text is white on white, but so you can't see the actual form labels. But these hidden fields are going to capture the Google Click ID. They're going to capture the source, medium, campaign. You can put keyword, you can put your creative ID on there, and pass all of those parameters into your database along with the customer information. So the name, email, phone number, and any other information that you're collecting with the form. So you collect that data with these hidden form fields. That can be done either with manual coding. You could use a platform like Unbounce. This is actually a screenshot of Unbounce. That's the platform that we use for landing pages. Or you can also embed your CRM form if you're using Salesforce, or if you're using HubSpot. Then the forms that they provide do offer this tracking as long as you set everything up correctly. So Step two, score the leads. So the person clicks on the ad, they fill out the form, their information along with all of the ad identifiers are passed into the CRM. You can have a manual lead scoring program where the person who's assigned to reach out to the lead goes into the CRM, and then they can mark the lead by the lead status. So maybe it comes in just as a regular lead. And then if your sales team finds that the lead is qualified, then they'll mark it as marketing or sales qualified lead. These definitions aren't super important. It's just important that they are standardized in your organization so that you are reporting on what action the customers are taking. If you absolutely cannot get your sales team to manually qualify the leads, you don't have enough time, you don't have enough bandwidth. And a simple way to automating lead scoring would be to just send out a confirmation email. The user gave you an email when they filled out the form, so you send them a simple confirmation email that asks them to click on a link. When they click on the link, that can be automatically communicated into your CRM. So now you know that at least there's an email box that someone is checking that's connected to this lead. So that would be a simple way to do automated lead scoring. When you're a PPC Better client, we can customize the way that we are reporting on your leads, your qualified leads, demos, customers, to make it most applicable to your business, whether you're doing it by automated or manual methods. So that is how we score the leads. And then step three, we have to pass that click ID along with the qualified or not qualified, along with did this person become a customer, whatever data point we are sending back and forth to the platform, that we have to pass that back to Google Ads. And the first step is to go into Google Ads or Meta Ads and create an event, create a conversion that signifies, say, a qualified lead. And then when you want to pass that lead data back to Google Ads, if you're using HubSpot or Salesforce, and there's many other CRMs that have a kind of a baked-in integration where they can do this offline conversion tracking for you, then you can use that platform to push your Google Click ID back along with your customer lead data. If you're using Go High Level or Active Campaign or many other CRMs, you might need to put Zapier in the middle. So Zapier can capture that data and pass the data back to Google Ads or Meta Ads for you. And those are the two general paths. Either your CRM will have a baked-in API connection, or you're going to bolt on Zapier to pass that data for you. And that's it. So that is how we are thinking about conversion tracking, how we're thinking about what's a meaningful conversion, and how we're thinking about communicating that data back to Google or Meta so that it can optimize our spend in terms of driving more leads who are like the qualified leads to our customers for, hopefully the same amount or less money. So thanks for taking the time to watch this quick video about conversion tracking and how we're thinking about it in 2025. If you have questions, you can drop them in the comments or follow us on any of the social media, or go to our website, ppcbetter.com, and fill out the form to request a consultation if you want to learn more about working with us directly. Thanks.